Number 5. Urine therapy. This therapy has been known to be in use since the 1600s, but it was popularized in the early 20th century. This therapy included drinking urine, massaging it into the skin and gums, and bathing in it. By 1918, doctors were prescribing urine therapy to thousands of patients. For a toothache, patients were told to massage urine into their gums and rinse their mouth out with it. For sores on the skin or minor cuts, patients were told to massage urine into their skin and also bathe in urine. Patients were also told to drink urine and give themselves urine enemas for all different types of conditions. Urine therapy was used during the plague, and also during medieval times, urine was used to treat battle wounds. It's also been used as an antiseptic, and some doctors believe that urine therapy has an anti-cancer effect. There is no scientific evidence that urine cures anything. In 1978, the Prime Minister of India said that urine therapy is the perfect medical solution for millions of Indians who cannot afford medical treatment. Some people still use urine therapy today. Madonna said that she urinates on her own feet to help cure an athlete's foot problem. And also, UFC fighter Lyoto Machida said that he drinks his own urine. Number 4. Tree panning. This method dates back to 6500 BC, and although it is no longer used by doctors, a woman had it performed on her in the early 2000s. It involved drilling a hole into a person's skull to expose their brain. It was thought to cure epilepsy, migraines, and mental disorders, and also physical problems such as skull fractures. During the procedure, a hole would be drilled into the person's head, then shattered parts of the skull would be removed, and blood would be cleaned from the skull, leaving the person with a hole in their head. This method was commonly used by many civilizations. The Mayans and Incas would use this method as a body modification. Many people would die from this method because as there was a hole in their head which exposed their brain, many airborne germs would enter the hole and would cause infection, eventually leading to death. In 2001, a woman from England got amateur surgeons to perform tree panning on her. She said that after the procedure, she felt better and had more mental clarity. She performed the first incision herself using a scalpel, while the doctors held a mirror to guide her. The doctors pled guilty to practicing medicine without a license, and they went under psychiatric tests. Number 3. Bloodletting. This procedure is the removal of blood from a patient to cure or prevent illness and disease. It is one of the most popular medical practices in history. It was based on an ancient system of medicine in which blood and other body fluids were regarded as humours. Humours were believed to be an excess of 4 distinct bodily fluids. These bodily fluids were yellow bile, which represented fire, blood, which represented air, black bile, which represented earth, and phlegm, which represented water. People believed that these humours had to be kept in balance, and if you started to feel sick, then it meant you had too much blood and you had to go get it drained. Doctors would drain people's blood using leeches and would also use a method called breathing a vein. During this method, they would tie a person's arm, making the vein swell. Then they would cut the vein to drain the person's blood. Bloodletting was used to treat fevers, headaches, and almost every other illness or disease. This procedure was used up until the late 19th century and was used for almost 2,000 years. It became so common that people would go and get their blood drained regularly as they believed it would keep them healthy. Number 2. Female hysteria cure. This procedure is quite controversial. It was used in the 19th century for women who complained of mood swings, nervousness, insomnia, and irritability. Doctors told the women that the symptoms were of a serious medical condition called female hysteria and could lead to the females going crazy or even worse. Now time for the prescriptions. In order to cure the female hysteria, doctors told the females that they could help relieve their symptoms by massaging the females' private areas until they reached what doctors called hysterical paroxysm, in other words, an orgasm. The females agreed as they just wanted the symptoms to go. Doctors would also prescribe several vibrating toys. Doctors done this as they believed sexual desire was what was causing the symptoms. This method can be traced back to the ancient Greeks, as they had a similar procedure called the wandering womb. The Greeks believed that the woman's womb was a separate creature and that it could move on its own, and if a woman was celibate for a long time, the womb would try to escape, causing seizures and hysteria. To prevent this, women were recommended to marry young and have as many children as possible and have sex with their husbands as many times as possible so the womb doesn't escape and to help alleviate their hysteria. During the early 20th century, this method declined in use as people got a greater understanding of hysteria and was able to prescribe drugs for it. To me, it just looks like the men trolled the women in order to get some action. But what do you think? Number 1. Cannibal cures. This dates back to the Roman Empire up to the 17th century. It was used to cure headaches, muscle cramps, and stomach ulcers. Doctors prescribed a concoction of human flesh, bones, and blood. Just imagine a punch bowl filled with a red gooey mess. It was known as corpse medicine and was used for hundreds of years. The Romans believed that the blood of dead gladiators could cure epilepsy, and in the 12th century, apothecaries were known for selling something called mummy powder. This was a powder made up of ground up mummies looted from Egypt. Also, during the 17th century, King Charles II was known to drink a brew called the King's Drops. It was a mixture of crumbled up human skulls and alcohol. It was also believed that the healing properties of the cannibal cures were magical and came from the deceased person's spirit who was being consumed. Skulls were prescribed for migraines and human fat was prescribed for muscle aches. Some ill people would attend executions in hopes of being able to drink some of the executed person's blood. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know which medical procedure you thought was the strangest in the comments below. And also, don't forget to subscribe to keep updated with our videos. Goodbye.